world will make you feel like you can never be yourself, or you can never say how you really feel. Until now, yeah. When it's sundown, my mind is on the run down. I be feeling like my happiness is on the come down. But when I speak to you, I feel like it's a touchdown. Finally found me someone I can really trust now. I always have so much to say, but no one to say it to. If I can talk to you today, I know I can make it through. Let's have this conversation like a radio station. So let's have this conversation like a radio station.
It's finally Friday. It is time for the conversation with Maria Byrd.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back. You are listening to the conversation with Maria Byrd, and I'm super excited about today's show. In the studio with us, we have a very special guest. She is a wife and a mother. She is an entrepreneur and a strategist. She is an award-winning speaker and an international best-selling author. She is the Dream Pusher. Please help me welcome my very special guest, Latia Vaughan. Welcome to the show, Latia. Hey. Thank you so much for being with us on today. Yes. You know, how are you? I mean, you look amazing.
Oh. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. You know, we clean up well. I'll say that. It's an honor to be here, so I'm excited. Thank you for having me.
Oh,
thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I had to have you come on because I absolutely love your ministry. You are the Dream Pusher. You know, like, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself, like a little bit about your message, your ministry?
Yes, so, yes, as you stated, I am the Dream Pusher, and my ministry is my mission, it is my life work to push people to their next, to their greater, to their more, to push past the moment when they feel like they're going to quit or give up or throw in the towel. That is my mission, is to push somebody, to push the nations to that next place, whether it be personally or professionally.
Wow. You know, that is so powerful. That is so powerful. And what was that, you know, like when you are the Dream Pusher, as you said, what was that light bulb moment? You know, what was that thing that, you know, that eureka moment?
Ooh, child, let me tell you. Let me take my shoes off and get comfortable. No. Yes. So what was the aha moment? It's so crazy. So I'm a mother of 4 beautiful, beautiful children. However, I went through so many transitions in a period of 3 years. I had 3 major surgeries. I had a baby.
Oh, wow.
I moved from New York to Atlanta, from being single to being a wife, from being no children to having children, leaving corporate to becoming a housewife to then becoming an entrepreneur. And I went through so many transitions. I felt lost.
Yes.
And one day I was crying on the bed, and God spoke to me. He said, "You're not lost. You're rediscovering yourself."
Wow.
And that was my aha moment when I was going through the quicksand, that time period, because people don't understand transition is a very vulnerable place, a very tricky place. And I've been saying this, is that it doesn't matter. The thing that people don't realize about quicksand is that they think that it's the substance itself that causes you to sink, but it's not, because when you research it, it's not the substance that causes you to sink, it's how you move while you're in it. And so oftentimes when people are in transition, when they're like, T, I want to move up the corporate ladder, I want to start my business, I want to grow my business, I want to grow my ministry, it's so important when you're in those moments of transition, being personal or professional, that we are aware of how we're moving in that place, because that is what will cause us to either sink or rise back to the top.
Wow, I love that revelation that you have received. You know, like, wow, you know, is how we move, you know, and how we position ourselves in that quicksand, you know, how we respond to it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that revelation. And, you know, so when you realize that, you know, this is what I am called to do, this is what I want to do, you know, like, how did you, because a lot of times it's that first step that's the hardest.
Yep.
So how did you like make that first step? Was it easy?
No. It was hard as hell. Can I say that on here? But that is honestly because it literally almost came from a near-death experience to wake myself up to where I woke up and I had to be still.
Wow.
Because when we want to jump in, when we want to move, when we want to grow, when we want to push, sometimes we're so ready and we're just running to change and we don't even realize we're about to run into a brick wall.
Wow.
But sometimes you have to sit and be still so you can hear, so you can listen, so you can get wisdom, strategy, so that when you move, it's like you're a sniper. You're strategic. We've already messed up in life with mistakes and muddling through, but when you get to that place when you're ready for your more, you have to be strategic so that when you hit, you'll never miss.
Wow. Oh my
be
goodness.
still. You have to be still just for a second so you can hear your clear directives on what to do next.
Wow. I love that. I love that revelation.
Amen.
We have to be still. Yeah. And I love how you said that, when we're able to be still and we can, get that revelation and just, I love how you said sniper, like precision. We can be precise, with our steps and the moves that we make, but we have to be still.
Yeah.
And so, regarding our dreams and the different things that, is in our hearts in order to bless others, or, how do we identify our dreams and our goals? How do we identify them? And, what are their significance,
So, I'll tell you guys this, okay? The main questions that plagues humanity, no matter who you are, where you came from, race, creed, nationality, sexual orientation, doesn't matter. People want to know who they are, why am I here, and how do I get to the next place,
exactly.
right? And I tell people, it's so crazy. It all starts with picking a door.
Wow.
Okay. So I tell people, you put your name write your name down in the middle of a circle, right? Mm-hmm. And like when we were kids, we'll put the lines from the circle to kind of create this little picture. It looks like a little web or what have you.
Yes.
And from each of those lines, I want you guys to put the very first words that come to your mind. Don't think about it. Don't pray over it. Just the first things that come into your mind, right?
Wow.
You take a step back. You look at that paper. These are your doors. And people don't understand that. And what's happened is we waste so much time wondering, I don't know, is it, that we never move at all. We never move through any door. So you have to pick a door, pick it and stick it. Pick a door and stick with it.
Wow.
Because oftentimes people will begin to say, the door is the opportunity. The door is the opportunity. Actually, the door is the place, and in the place lies the opportunity. I can walk into a kitchen that's connected to a dining room, and if I walk in, I walk through a door, and if I look to my right and I see this beautiful, delicious baked pie, that is my opportunity, but I would have never been able to take advantage of that opportunity unless I walk through the place to get there.
Yes.
So what's happened is we got a lot of people that's walking through life already in the place, already in the door, but they don't even realize that the opportunity is in front of them, so they're wandering in the place of their blessings. They're wandering in the place of the opportunities. They're wandering in the place where the connections are there, but you have to be awakened enough to actually realize this is the person, this is the thing, this is the network, this is the push that I need to get to that next place.
Wow, I absolutely love that, because, like you said, we have to... Oh my goodness, you guys, I'm overwhelmed, because, you said, write your name down.
Yeah.
And from that, just begin to, think about the different things, that inspire you. Think about the different, whatever comes to your mind, because like you said, sometimes we actually overthink things.
Oh my goodness. How many times have you had an idea and you had something and you meditate on it and you're like, God, I done fasted 30 days, 80 nights, whatever. But then soon you turn around and you see somebody else doing the very same thing.
Right.
Has that ever happened to you?
Yes.
Because the work has to be done.
Wow.
And God gives us the grace and the opportunity. He gives us the ability to get that work done. But if we sit there and we're just staring, we don't move, we don't push to get it, then somebody else got to do the work, because there's lives that need to be touched, changed, healed, delivered. But it takes us being able to get the guts in order to be able to actually do it. So you take that list and you meditate on that list. You look at those doors, and then soon enough, I guarantee you see what certain words start to pop up. See what words you start to meditate on.
Wow.
See what words start to gravitate, towards yourself or your spouse or your loved ones. When you wake up, you get ideas for, and that is the first door to start with.
Wow. That is so true, because you know what, one of my doors that, that I discovered about myself was confidence. self-esteem, you know, and like that's really, you know, one of the main things that I try to push is that, you know, we have to have confidence and self-esteem in ourselves. So I can attest to what you're saying is absolutely true. You know, that we have to really think about what are those things that we are already passionate about, what are those things that we naturally gravitate towards, because it's directly connected to our purpose. You know, it's directly connected.
But you got to pick it and stick it. You got to pick one.
I love
and
that.
Stick with it.
Pick it and stick it.
Pick it and stick it, honey.
Pick it and stick it. I love that. And so, like, okay, so we've learned about, you know, how we identify the dreams and the significance of those dreams. But how do we know the difference between a dream and a scheme?
Let me tell you, it's so crazy because in the book that I'm actually putting out top of the year called Rediscover You, one of the chapters deals with regret and deals with asking yourself, was it a dream or was it a fantasy? Was it all a dream? And I started to realize that, see, what people don't understand is that regret is a silent killer. That word, that term is directly synonymous with self-affliction. Self-condemnation. So what happens is when we think we've missed our moments, we wallow in that regret. That regret takes form within us. It transforms in our bodies through stress, through all types of diseases, and we don't even realize that that's what it's doing. It's transforming us naturally, what we've decided to carry on spiritually. And so a dream versus a scheme, how do you tell? Well, I had a revelation one day because I thought that I missed so many moments, and I started to grieve the loss of like purpose and opportunities. And one day I just got done feeding my child and my baby girl, and I was drinking some tea, and it hit me that dreams evolve just like we do. So it's just a matter that we just have a different starting point. So people think that they missed their moment, like I gotta start over. No, you're not starting over, you're starting again. But when you start again, you're more wise, you have more knowledge, you have more wisdom, and you have to understand our wins and our losses can set us back. Let me tell you something.
Talk about that.
Let me tell you something. Okay. Let's talk. Okay, we're talking real, right? Conversation. Both of them can set you back because have you ever met someone or known someone and all they ever talk about, I was that person too, that always talked about the good old days, the shoulda, we did this, we won 5 touchdowns, we did this, you know, it was a crazy time, it was amazing, everybody was laid out, we made so much money, we did this. You keep talking about your past successes that you don't even realize that the people, the marketplace has evolved and you are not even tapped into what's currently happening. Let me tell you something. For example, video stores that evolved into Redbox. Redbox evolved into Netflix and live streaming. So those who, if the video stores were so caught up, like, oh, this is great, everybody's packed in Friday night, you know, they're coming. If they were not in the moment with what was happening, then that is how they went out of business. That because they did not evolve with the time. So I tell everybody, celebrate your success, and then for all of the lessons that you've learned. If you've won, you won. If you've lost, you've learned. But keep it there and move forward. If you've won, you won. But if you've lost, you've learned. Keep it there because I had to realize that everything is going to be a win-win for me. Because more wins is going to lead me to more victories, higher playing fields, more people, greater connections, greater exposure. And my losses, if I allow myself to learn the lesson, will lead me down a road that will get me to the win, for greater victories, for bigger blessings, for more connections. Life will always be a win-win for you if you understand that principle.
That's powerful. That is so powerful, you know, because like you said, it's a win-win. You know, if we won, we won. And if we lost, we learned.
We've learned.
I love that. You know, it's all about how we look at it, how we, you know, seize that opportunity, because every moment, every situation, every circumstance that we go through in life, it's an opportunity to learn, to grow, to develop. I absolutely love that, you know, maybe we did lose, but guess what? We learned something in the process. You know, like we don't take that moment and just throw it away. We take that information and we learn from it. We grow from it. Wow, I love that. You know, and so, you know, I want to ask you, like, how, when it comes to our dreams, do you think it's important that we have mentors? Like, do you think that's important?
I think it is imperative to have mentors, to have people to not only pour into you, but it will allow you to see things from a different perspective. Because oftentimes when we are pushing for our dreams, for our goals, when we're pushing to the next place, like I told you earlier, it's very vulnerable, right? And oftentimes when we're in a vulnerable position, we're very emotional.
Wow.
So sometimes you need that mentor that can look at your situation from the outside in and tell you, no, girl, that branding is off. This is wrong. You should fix this. This was great. Keep improving on it. Because sometimes we'll be so emotional that we're attached to things. And again, we won't evolve to that next place, to that greater place, because we're stuck in this moment.
Yes.
And we can't even get on to the next. So yes, mentors are very, very, very necessary, very important. I always tell people, have people in your circle that are above you, that are trying to go where you're going, that are trying to get to where you are, and people that are actually on your same playing field, your peers. Always have a diverse group of people in your circle, and make sure that your mentors are people that'll be able to pour into you in different areas of your life for your relationships. Because people don't understand that when you're pushing for your dreams, sometimes your time is so, stretched that you need to learn how to manage your relationships, manage your time, and then have mentors that are actually in the area that you want to go into.
Wow. That is so powerful. That is so powerful. Like you said, because oftentimes our network determines our network, and so we have to be, like you said, so strategic in who we surround ourselves with. How can two walk together except they be agreed? I can honestly say that, my mentors, my prophetic life coaches are my pastors, Apostle Travis and Pastor Stephanie Jennings of the Harvest Tabernacle Church, located in Latia, Georgia. And, also my husband, Eric Byrd, he is, I can honestly say, one of my mentors, because like you said, they're not just going to, patty cake you and just tell you what you want to hear, but they're going to, give you that strategy, let you know, like, oh, this is good, but you need to change this right here.
They're going to stretch you.
That's right.
They're going to stretch you.
They're going to stretch you. Who would you say, like, has been your mentor, over the years? Who would you say, like, has been your mentor?
You know what? I have to be honest and say that mentors sometimes will change depending on the phase of your life that you're in.
That's awesome.
Again, it's based on the need.
That's right.
And so I've had mentors that are from Virginia, from when I went to college, from where I currently am now. Absolutely love and adore Lisa Nichols' ministry and being really involved, with her and her team. Was that my phone? So I really, when you, again, back to the mentors, you really have to just know where you're at in the season, so you know what you need. But the consistent is always making sure that you have somebody spiritual that will be able to keep you grounded. Make sure that you have somebody that is part of your mentor that actually knows you as a person, not sometimes of who we're trying to be, but knows you. So when you're off today. You know what I'm saying? When you're on today. You did great. So keep it diverse, keep it honest, so that you can really get what you need to get to that next place.
Can you talk about, like, you mentioned the significance of staying grounded? Can you, like, elaborate on that? Because I know oftentimes, like you said, when our dreams begin to come to pass, sometimes that spirit of pride, or sometimes that, like, I've arrived type feeling, will try to attack us. And so, can you talk about the importance of just staying grounded?
You have to stay grounded. And the reason why is because in no matter the four corners of the earth, the different galaxy, a different place, there is always someone that they may not can do exactly like you could do it, but they can do what you do.
Absolutely.
And we have to remain in a place of just being humble. Everything that we do to sustain ourselves and our livelihoods, that deal with our gifts, it is a service. We're serving people. That's really what it's about. We are serving people. I don't care if you're a doctor, if you do radio, or if you do marketing. We're in the place and the business of serving people.
Absolutely.
And so you have to adapt that mentality, because gratitude will take you so much further. I'm trying to tell you, gratitude, because if not, life, and you know what's happening in our nations.
Absolutely.
So many things can happen. You can be so quick to fall into a depression or fall into this negative mindset, or in this greed mindset that I have to get mines and out for me. But we don't realize that if we live in a place, in a posture of gratitude and thanksgiving, that more will come to us, because we truly attract what we emanate, what we put out, the energy that we put out. So you have to stay grounded so you can keep getting more of that good stuff. More of that delicious stuff that, all of the stuff that we want, all of the stuff that God wants us to have. If you keep yourself in a posture of being grateful, you'll get more. You'll receive more so you can give out more.
Absolutely. We have to make sure, like you said, that we stay in the position of serving others, and always have, gratitude and thanksgiving, because it's not about us only, but, it's about others and those that our dream is going to impact and affect. Because when you say that our dreams are going to impact and affect other people, it's just like if you throw a rock or a pebble in some water and you see those ripples and you see those waves, like when you say that, that's how our dreams affect the people around us, the people in our community,
And our story is not for us. It's for the world. And when we allow people to read us, we become an open book. When we tell people, this is my life, our testimony, however you want to position it, we become an open book for the world to read, so they can receive, so they can learn, so that they can get to that next place, so that they can get to the next person, to the next, to the next, to the next. And it is that ripple effect. But we have to allow ourselves to be open, because there's a lot of people right now, and I don't mean to just get deep, that are even listening right now, and you already know that you were supposed to move forward with that idea. You already know you're supposed to move forward with that book. You already know you're supposed to move forward with that show. And for whatever reason, you are allowing outside influences, your environment, even your current financial status, to dictate, to change what you are supposed to do, when there are people waiting for you to make it so that they can make it, so the next person can make it. So if you're out there right now and you're listening to my voice, if you're seeing us right now on live stream, now is the time to do it.
Now is the time.
Now is the time to do it, because your prosperity is waiting on your other side of doing it. But you got to jump.
You have to jump.
You got to jump.
You have to jump, because you know what, like that jump sometimes it's scary.
Honey.
Sometimes it's scary, because you may feel like, man, I don't know what's going to happen if I jump. But
that's the beauty of it. Okay, so when you jump, right, we are open. I keep talking about vulnerability today. I don't know why. But when we jump, we are open, right? We are vulnerable. And when you're free falling, you avail yourself to the Creator to be able to land you where you're supposed to land. To position you into that next place. But when we don't jump, we'll back ourselves in this corner, and then we wonder why we're so frustrated with life. We're upset, we're angry. God, I look at my life and I'm supposed to be further along than where I currently am. Why do I feel like everybody else is moving faster than me? But you're living life in this corner. You feel like you're at the edge of just this breakdown, but you're really at the ledge of your breakthrough. But you gotta just jump. You got to jump and see. And once you jump, and as God is taking you to the next place, you'll be able to see from a totally different vantage point, because you're on a higher place. You're in a higher playing field. You can see the distance. You can see the victories. You can see the strategy that God is trying to give you. But you got to jump.
You gotta jump.
Gotta jump.
You have to jump. And I absolutely love what you just said, that when you take that jump, you'll be able to see, because you'll be at that different plateau or at that different level, and you'll be able to see clearer, and you'll be like, wow, what was I afraid of? What was I afraid of? I can attest to that, because, like when it came to writing my first book, I was, before that, my headspace, it was so cloudy, because, I was going through depression, and, and I couldn't see myself as God saw me. I couldn't see myself as an author. I couldn't see it. And it was like, once I jumped and just started putting the pen to the paper, it became easier. And then I was like, wow, maybe I can do this. And then I got to the place where I said, I can do this, but like you said, I had to just jump. And I think that is so important, because, a lot of times circumstances and everything may not seem conducive for you to jump. But like, you have to just push past that fear, regardless of what's going on around you, and just jump. You have to just jump.
You do. You absolutely do. And normally It's the time to jump when you're the most afraid.
Oh,
that's normally,
now that's good.
Yeah, that's normally, that's when you know it's time.
Wow.
Because I am scared out of my wits. I don't even know if I'm coming or going.
Right.
That is the time when you
that's
say,
the time.
okay, I got to do it, and just see what the end is going to be. And the more you jump,
yes,
it'll start to become a habit, and habits become habitual.
That.
And then you'll start being able to becoming more decisive, making clear decisions, knowing when to move, when to pause, when to stay still, when to move forward, because you started making it a habit of just doing it and just jumping.
I love that. You guys, this is a revelation. Yes, like you are dropping this, but I'm telling you, because we need this revelation.
Amen.
You know, she said that, you know, as we jump, you know, it'll become a habit. Yep. Like, that's so encouraging that if I take this first step, then I'll take another step. And then, you know, like in every area of my life, I will begin to jump. You know, I absolutely love that. And you know what, like when we talk about jumping and we're talking about overcoming that fear, you know, that actually takes me to my next question, because I was going to ask you, you know, what are some of those dream killers, you know, that we should try to avoid and protect ourselves from? But like you said, we have to just overcome that fear that we may be experiencing, and we have to jump, you know? Like when you think of some more like dream killers, you know, like what are some other things, you know, like as far as those things that would attempt to kill our dreams, can you think of? You know, like
just thinking off the top of my head.
Yes.
You have to realize, not only, I know we talk about negativity, but it's more the mind, your mindset, right?
Wow, the mindset.
Because we don't even understand that, you know, the average person has about 30 to 50,000 thoughts per day, right?
Wow.
And the average person, they said when they did studies, 80% of their thoughts you repeat the next day. So if you had a bad day today, right, and you went to bed upset, you went to bed angry, oh man, my pantyhose ran, the kids acting up, my husband got crazy, blah, 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 my boss was getting on my nerves. And what happens is, if we repeat those same 80% of our thoughts each day, now you have this moment that you're always in this negative headspace. So negativity, self-sabotage, unforgiveness is something that will cause you to kill your dream. Your own stinking thinking, people that's in your circle that are really not for you, they're really just spectators. You have to discern when you're in a vulnerable place, who's supposed to be in there nourishing you, nourishing those seeds, pushing you. Go ahead, girl, you can do it. Just you fix that up, then you're gonna be good. You know, you have to be aware. You have to be aware. You have to be aware. But the thing that keeps sticking out my mind right now is we gotta change our thinking.
Wow.
If we can change our thinking, we can change our habits, we can change our movements, therefore we can change how we get to the next place. Because every cross that you come across, every finish line, you don't have to be almost dying to cross it.
Wow.
Have you ever did something and you're like basically crawling on your knees just to get there, near death?
Absolutely.
Not everything is meant to be that way.
Wow.
And so you just have to be aware of your thoughts so that you can have more space to think clearly, to be more positive, so that you can have more gratitude and receive more.
Wow, you know, that's powerful. And I absolutely agree. You know, like we have to really do some practical things in order to help generate new thoughts. Because I absolutely believe one of the things that helped me create new thoughts, you know, especially when I was going through like my time of depression, or, you know, I had to like implement positive affirmations. You know, that's actually one of the things that I learned from my leader, Apostle Travis Jennings. You know, he taught us about the importance and the significance of, you know, practicing those positive affirmations. You know, it could be, you know, something like, you know, I am smart. I am beautiful, you know, and it may seem, you know, like something small, but, you know, I promise you, like just repeating these positive affirmations will help, like you said, to create those new ideas. You know,
it's really tapping into the subconscious. So what we don't understand, like when people have a dream, when they see something and it's really our God nature, they don't even understand that. A lot of people don't realize that, and we look at it in the natural as some unattainable goal. Like, I'm not gonna have a jet, a private island. What? I'm gonna be touching millions millions of people, we look at it as some unattainable goal when really that is our God, our super conscious nature that is tapping in to give us a glimpse of what God has already destined for your life.
Yes.
If you walk this thing out.
Yes.
And so, like you said, positive affirmations, and what will begin to happen is that those words, they will start to sink into your super conscious, your God conscious, and then what happens is the areas of our brain that actually, it's almost like a chute, and every thought that comes into your mind, your brain literally tells it, okay, go here to a possibility, yeah, we can do it, or no, it's not possible. So the more you feed positive confirmations, or affirmations, it'll start going down that chute to say it is possible, 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 and then your body will start to mimic out, it is possible, it is possible. Your body will start to walk out, it is possible, it is possible, and then soon you're going to turn around and it's happening.
Yes.
Because you fed it, you started it, and now your body, your environment is starting to manifest it.
Wow.
But it all starts in our mind.
It all starts in our mind.
It
It all starts in our mind, you guys. Well, you guys, we have to take a quick commercial break, but you are listening to WIGO 1570 AM Radio.
Thank you for tuning in to The Conversation with Maria Byrd
So let's have this conversation.
on WIGO 1570 AM Radio.
You can connect with Maria Byrd here Fridays on The Conversation at 11 a.m. Go to www.mariabyrd.org. You can sign up for her newsletter. Check out the latest from The Conversation. You can be the next guest, have your song featured, or donate to the cause. Learn about marketing opportunities. Check out the giveaways, special promotions, free tickets, and the latest from Maria Byrd Publications. Again, log on to www.mariabyrd.org. That's www.maria, Bird, BYRD.org.
WIGO 1570 AM Radio.
Come on, somebody raise up your voice. Come on, somebody raise up your voice right there. Hallelujah. Hey. A just man fell 7 times, but he had enough faith to get back up. And you might say it's a little rough sometimes, but God is calling you to try it one more time. So go, try it again, and this time it will work. Go, try it again, and this time it will work. I hear you say, is this really for me? And I can't take another defeat, but you might be, but God won't let you break. God is calling you to step out on faith. Go, try it again, and this time it will work. Somebody say go, try it again, and this time it will work. Say it again, try it again, and this time it will
say you. This time say it will. It will. Come on, Enrique.
Tell your neighbor they need to know tonight. It will. Ooh, with Jesus. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, it will. You might have tried it before. You might have failed before. Hey, hey, hey. It will. I know it will. I know it will. I know it will. Oh, it will. God said it will. Yeah, He is fighting on your behalf. Somebody needs to say it tonight, yeah. Yeah, He's not a man that He should lie. I believe it. I know that it will. God told me to tell you it will. Yeah, you go and try it again.
Thank you for tuning in to The Conversation with Maria Byrd
So let's have this conversation.
on WIGO 1570 AM radio.
Welcome back, you guys. What's up? Welcome back. You are listening to The Conversation with Maria Byrd. I want you to be sure to connect with me. Check out my website, you guys, at www.mariabyrd.org. Join my newsletter and get more information on upcoming events and giveaways. Again, that's www.mariabyrd.org. Also, you guys, you just heard the hit single Try Again from the Harvest Tabernacle Recording Choir CD. And guess what, you guys? It's available right now for purchase on iTunes and all digital media outlets. Well, we are back, and I'm here with my lovely guest, Latia Vaughan. We are back from the commercial break, and you guys, before we left, we were talking about some of those dream killers, some of those things that we need to be aware of and protect ourselves from. Now, Latia, you know, I have a question for you. Like, what if, you know, I went after my dreams? You know, like, let's say I pursued it, you know, with all of my heart. I put my time, I put my energy, I put my resources into it. What if I went after my dream and it failed? You know, like, does that mean that, you know, because sometimes, you know, people believe in, you know, different signs, and like, oh, somebody might say, well, that's a sign that maybe I'm supposed to quit. Maybe this wasn't for me. Like, what if I went after my dreams and I failed?
Okay, that is an amazing question.
Yes.
But what I would first come and challenge you with was, did you really give it 100%? The majority of the people have never, I don't know if you believe me, have never given 100% into anything in their lives.
Wow.
So I would first ask you that. Did you give your all? Did you make the right preparations? Because when somebody says their dream, quote unquote, failed, I would never say it failed. I would say if there was a challenge, it's either dealing with two things. It was either the people or the process.
Wow.
If you have a team, it either has to deal with the people was off or the process was off.
Wow.
Or there was a kink in there.
Wow.
So I would first ask you to visit those two places. Okay, who's a part? Is it that I had the right people, but I didn't give them the whole vision?
That's
that
good.
Was I such a control freak that I would not allow people to help me when they asked? Was it that I had people in my area, but they weren't the right people, not for what my vision is called to be. And oftentimes people, when they want to do their visions, they want to have their dreams, we're so quick to bring family, friends, and everything like that on when it's really not their true passion as well.
Wow.
And so what ends up happening is we have people in this area and we wonder why it's so hard to push the vision, to pull it like this wagon, and we just have people riding on our backs. So it's not about having people, it's about having the right people.
Wow.
Because what happens is, it's like you're letting the right people park in your life and fill up your lots. And the people, the right connections and network is ready to come in, but there's somebody parked in their space. So they're not going to come.
Wow.
That opportunity is not there for to avail themselves to allow them to come into your life. So it all deals with the people or the process. The process, did we plan it out? Did we prepare? Did we do the necessary steps? Were we efficient? Was that we did not know how the market was, the area? You know, did we get the right mentors? Everything has to deal with either the people or the process. And so I wouldn't be so quick to say that it failed. I'd say that there was a challenge and I need to revisit this.
Wow.
And then you go back to that list that deals with your doors, right?
Right.
And you ask yourself, did I pick it and stick it out?
Wow.
Did I stick with it?
Wow. I love that.
Oh, yeah.
I love that because, you know, oftentimes, like you said, we'll just give up, we'll throw in the towel. We'll feel like, wow, this is not what I'm supposed to be doing, you know, because like you said, we didn't get the results that we wanted. But oftentimes it's the people or the process. You know, I mean, the word that really comes to my mind is, you know, revisions. Sometimes we have to make revisions and go back and revamp and re-strategize, you know?
I'm trying to tell you, it's so crazy. I said this not too long ago. Even finished crap can be impactful.
OMG.
Even finished crap, because
Wow.
it can at least touch a life. You can always revise it. You can edit it. You can make changes. You can, you know, make all of the revisions, but it's out there.
Yes.
But unfinished greatness will languish forever.
Wow.
If you never put out what's inside of you, then that unfinished greatness will die with you.
Yes.
It will die with you. And how many times have people have left this earth and before they even had a chance to really live?
Talk about that.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yes.
And that deals with the jumping.
Wow.
What is the purpose of life if we die before we can actually live it?
Wow.
There is life to be lived. There are experiences to be had. There are ventures to be taken. But it starts with you getting in that door, getting in that place, taking advantage of the opportunity, and moving how God wants you to move.
Yes, absolutely.
So that you can get it out. Just get it out. Just put it out.
Yes.
Set a date, put it out. Set a date, put it out.
Yes.
Set a date and put it out, honey.
Yes.
Because I guarantee you, once you do, I don't care if it's one person, because that one person that loved it is going to turn into 5, and you put it out again, it's going to turn into 10, it's going to turn into 30, 100, and thousands, and millions. But it has to start with that first one person. So when we put something out, we trick up self-sabotage. We trick our minds and say, when I put it out, 10,000 people got to buy it off bat. And then when it's not 10,000, we sulk and we let regret sink in. Then we question ourselves. Then we doubt God. Then this is not us. And we take ourselves down this rabbit hole that just buries us further, you know, deep inside.
Wow.
So, yes, don't get me going on that. We can live. Do not die before you've actually had a chance to live.
Wow.
And doing it what it is that you've been called to do.
Wow. You know, and I love what you said that, you know, even finished crap will bless somebody, you know?
Finished crap. You sure will.
Wow.
It sure will. And we got to be very careful, especially with social media, because we deal with the likes and the shares and the hearts and the clicks and all this other stuff. And, you know, if many of us will be on life support if our life was determined based on likes and clicks and hearts and all this other stuff.
Right.
And what we start doing, we start operating from a place of intimidation.
Right. Oh, wow.
When God called us to be bold.
Wow.
So then we'll slide it out like, okay, I'll put it out and I'll see what happens. We turn our head and then we watch it for hours like, okay, I got 2 likes. And then you get upset because it's not what you thought. When really, true long-term success deals with consistency.
Wow.
It's like you drop it in the bucket. Every tear, every success, every past fail, you drop it in the bucket. Every idea, you drop it in the bucket. Every no, you drop it in the bucket. Every yes, you drop it in the bucket. Every accomplishment, you drop it in that bucket. And soon enough, you turn around and this bucket is so full that you see that God has created oceans of blessings for you, rivers upon rivers overflowing for you with blessings. But it starts with the consistency. It starts with the drop.
Yes.
And we don't want to, we despise our small beginnings because we don't think our drop is good enough. Right. When really this drop is going to be the very thing that will catapult you, that will take you down that stream, that's going to open you up to the oceans and to the world. But it starts with that drop. So do not despise where God has started you from, because everybody from Oprah, T.D. Jakes, Jay-Z, Beyonce, everybody started with a drop. Ooh. Everybody started with a drop. Everybody started with a drop. But we try to hold on to that drop and we don't even want to put it out because we don't think it's good enough.
Wow.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. You know what? I mean, I can honestly attest to that because, you know, like that spirit of perfectionism,
yes.
you know, and really, like you said, it's a form of rejection, really, because, you know, we're trying to appear perfect to others, but there is no such thing, you know, like you said, you know, we have to like really get to that place where we are confident in what God has given us and release it, because it's not for just for us, it's for somebody else. Yes. But like you said, you know, just that spirit of perfectionism, over analyzing it, you know, being over analytical, like comparing yourself. I love when you say intimidation.
Yes.
Because without even realizing it, like, because we compare ourselves to others and you're operating under that spirit of intimidation, you're stagnant, you're stuck. You know?
We're not even walking how God told us to walk.
Wow.
So it's almost like we start walking hunched over. We walk over, you know, closed in.
Yes.
We walk over sideways. We walk, you know, lopsided and walk in all types of ways. But no, God told us sit up straight, stick your chest out.
Yes.
And you walk with boldness.
That's right.
Because what I gave you is uniquely yours. Nobody can do it like you.
Wow.
Nobody can do it like you can. So why not be bold? Why not be confident? Why not walk in the way he told us to be,
yes.
so that we can affect change? Because a lot of people, let me tell you something.
Yes.
I don't know how I got here, but a lot of people, we want to attract, you know, the world. Mm-hmm. Well, how are you going to do that if you're just trying to hide and you know, guard yourself and not allowing them to see the fullness, the God potential, the God nature? If God made us in his likeness and in his image, we have a God nature that we should be emanating.
Yes.
We should have a God nature, that type of power, that when people come in contact with us, even if they don't know who Jesus is, they don't even have to be a Christian, they don't have to know none of that, but they know that there's just something different about you. Wow. And I want to be connected to whatever it is that you're doing, because you carry that light on the inside, because darkness is attracted to light, and that is what we're called to do. For the salt of the earth, we're supposed to be there to help light up the world.
Yes.
How can we do that if we're dimming our own light?
Wow.
How can we do it?
How can we do it?
How can we do it?
Wow. I absolutely love that. Like you said, you know, we cannot dim our light, but we have to actually, you know, just beam. We have to beam bright.
Beam bright. Put your blinders on, honey. I'm coming for you. Come on. I'm telling you.
Yes.
Don't be afraid. And a lot of that deals, thank you, Holy Ghost.
Yes.
I did not mean to go here.
Yes.
And a lot of that deals with people also that will try to make you want to dim your light because they're not doing what they're supposed to do, because they're upset with where their lives are. I'll never forget this. Mm-hmm. And I have never shared this with anybody.
Oh, tell us.
But, right, girl, let me tell you the tea. Let me sip on that. So when I started doing my Wake Up Winning videos, right, it was something new to me. I was nervous. I was scared. I'm like, ooh. I'm used to doing a post, writing it out, but, you know, it's too vulnerable when people are looking at you, stuff like that. Yeah. So I'll never forget, I started doing my Wake Up Winning videos, and someone very close to me came to visit me one day. They will remain nameless. Yes. And they asked me, they said, where do you do your videos at? You know, just curious. So I took them because when I first started, when all this began years ago, I just started doing them in this little corner of our bedroom because of all the space that we had. Yes. And I did it. I just set it up. I got me a little plant girl. I got me a little, you know how you set it up, you stage it up. Right. You know, people would have thought I was in some executive room. No, but I staged it up. But when they looked, their comment was, oh, that's it? Okay. And that's all they have said, but they really were saying more.
Wow.
And that's all it takes is for somebody that is trying to despise what you're doing.
Right.
But you're trying,
That's
but you're
right.
doing it. And I allowed myself to be down for a little bit because I was like, man, you know, why? Maybe I shouldn't be doing it. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not, smart enough. Maybe I'm not,
Yes.
I'm not on TD Jake's platform. And maybe I should just, put it aside because it's not good. But there was something that kicked inside of me and said, Tia, you better get your behind up. And you better do it again.
Wow.
What he said? Try it again.
Yes.
God told me to get back up. I'm not doing this for that person because there's a world to reach.
Wow.
But it starts with your drop. But if I allow that moment to consume me, like a lot of us may have,
Right.
because maybe certain family or friends or people don't understand the vision of what God is calling you to do, if you allow them to dry up that drop, you're going to never get to that full potential. You're not going to grow into your fullness. They told Oprah that she didn't have a face for TV.
Wow.
She didn't have a voice for TV. And now what if she would have took that?
Wow. Exactly. What if she would have took that? We have to, come on, you guys, regardless of the people, you know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of what haters say, regardless of, we have to know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And, that was one of my questions, because, a lot of times people may think, well, I have to have a lot of resources, I have to have maybe I have to have a lot of money, but we don't have to be rich in order to go after our dreams, in order to take that first step. Like, can you talk about that? Because, whatever level we're on, we're able to actually start now and go after our dreams right now,
Yes.
Like, we can start our dreams with no money, right?
Yep.
Wow.
I did.
Come on.
I started with an iPhone. Then I started with my computer. And then when I had the money, I switched over to a camera. There's levels to this thing.
Yeah.
There's levels to this thing. And once you start to walk out your purpose, when you start to walk it out, you will start to create divine connections. And you'll start to meet people. And then when you meet people like, oh, what, you do this? Oh, you do that? Okay, well, let's get together. Let's see how we can barter. Or there's so many resources online. YouTube has become a university for a lot of people.
Yes.
Utilize the resources. Do what you can do now until you can do better.
Wow.
But at least you'll be doing it.
Right.
And you'll be making an impact.
Wow.
So yes, you can start with no money. You can start with no money. As long as you have a vision and a purpose, that's where you start, but you got to start walking it out. And all the other pieces will start to fall into place, as well as the people that you need to get to the next place. And once the finances come in, you just grow. There's levels to this. There are levels. If you don't take anything else, there are levels to this. But that is not an excuse. You not having money is no excuse.
Wow.
There's no excuse for
Come
you
on,
not
dream
starting.
pusher.
I'm telling you, there's no freaking excuse.
No excuse.
There are resources, there are people, there are things just like what you do, this this radio show. There are people that are giving wisdom, that are giving nuggets, that are telling you the how-tos, that are pushing you to the next place. There are no excuse. So if you don't want to move forward in your dreams, it's truly because you don't want to.
Wow.
Because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, are you going to live your life for everybody else, or are you going to live your life for you and who God called you to be?
Wow.
So get it together and do it.
Whew, wow, you guys. I mean, that was a butt whipping. But you know what? We needed it. We desperately needed it. And I love that part that she said, we don't have to have a lot of money.
No.
We don't have to. We can actually start our dreams with no money. No excuse.
There's people that have come, immigrants that have come here with nothing. They lived in houses together, packed in a house at a time. People that may have come from, Asia and different continents that have created multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar businesses because first they made the move to jump.
That's right.
And then they started scrapping it out. You got to get scrappy. You got to roll up your sleeves.
Yes.
This game, this grind is not always going to be cute. Sometimes you're going to have to put your hands and do the work. You're going to always have to do the work, but you're going to have to do the work that it takes for it to grow. It's not just a matter of just sitting back and let everybody do it for you. No, you got to put your hands in it. So when you get it, you'll appreciate it. When you appreciate it, you won't lose it.
Wow. That's absolutely right. As we speak about this, I have a question, how do we know, the dreams and the different things that we're pursuing? Like you said, we're scrapping it out, we're grinding it out. But how do we know if it's lining up with God's divine plan and purpose for our lives, just to make sure that we are, just not doing something that, we want to do in our flesh. Like, how do we know that what we're doing, it lines up with God's divine purpose and plan for our lives?
I always say, when you are ready to move forward with something, a lot of things deal with seasons. Time is an evolving door. A lot of things deal with seasons. A lot of times we get frustrated because we'll do the right thing in the wrong season. Then we'll be upset because the fruit was not what we thought it would produce.
Wow.
So sometimes it's not a matter of the dream being off, but you take a step back and just say, okay, is this the right season? Is this the right timing? Was I in a season where I was actually in preparation? Was this a season where I'm supposed to be gaining wisdom? Was this the season that I'm actually supposed to be putting it out? You have to look at the timing. You have to always look at the timing. Everything deals with time. Everything deals with time. So, to your question, dealing with that is it aligning up? You look at your doors. You start to pray about it. You talk to your spouse.
Yes.
You see what starts to line up. Whatever you start to sink in your subconscious mind, it'll start to manifest in the natural. So that's why when you think of somebody and the phone rings, like, girl, I just thought about you.
Right.
That's the power that God has given us.
Wow.
So what are the doors? What are the areas that are starting to elevate in your mind, that are elevating in your spirit, that is elevating in your prayer time? And that is the door you start to pick and you stick with. Then you have to make sure, just recapping, that you're giving 100%, because oftentimes we do not give 100% in anything that we do in our lives, and we'll make excuses as to why we're not. At the end of the day, it's an excuse. Are we giving 100%? And then after that, you reevaluate it and you say, is it the people or the process? Always go back to that. Is the people or the process? Then I grow, and then I do some research. Okay, I'm at another level. Okay, now review the people and the process. Then I grow again another level. The people or the process. And then from there, you take a step back, and all of the wins that you've had or the lessons that you've learned, understand that life will always be a win-win, and I'm still growing and getting to that next place that God is destined for me to be.
OMG. You guys, I'm absolutely loving this wealth of information that we are receiving from the Dream Pusher. She is pushing us. And so, you are an international best-selling author as well. Just share with us about your books, because you have some awesome books available.
Yes, Extraordinary Lives. It is a book that I've co-authored with some amazing people, entrepreneurs, CEOs, Lisa Nichols, and Extraordinary Lives is actually on my website right now.
Yes.
LatiaVaughan.com.
Go get it, you guys.
LatiaVaughan, honey. Go ahead and pick it up for your autographed copy. Rediscover You will be dropping the top of the year. It's from the revelation of who you are to starting the revolution. And so I'm very, very excited about that. That is something that's been in the birthing process for quite some time now, and what God has dropped in my spirit, my mind was blown. I had to go back and say, okay, God, I gotta make sure I'm doing this the right way, the God way. And so, yes, make sure y'all check it out.
Yes, absolutely, you guys. Make sure you check it out. Well, Latia, I'm really going to turn you loose for about the next 3 minutes. I want you to encourage, people that may have feel like they've missed their times and that their dreams have died.
Okay. So, I'll tell you this. For those people who feel that their dreams have died, people give up on their dreams because of 1 of 4 reasons. It got hard, you got scared, you got discouraged, or you settled. So I get it. Life happened, and life has caused you to think that it was going to require you to give up on your dreams in order to provide for you and your family. But that is a trick. See, the trick that we fell into is that we made a permanent decision based on a temporary situation. So you put your dream down because you thought you had to go get a job at the supermarket or the Burger King just to be able to make ends meet. But you turn around and 3 years later, you're still stuck there in the same exact place doing the same exact thing, when God has provided you an opportunity to be able to provide so that you can grow, so that you can learn the business, so you can move up the corporate ladder, so that you can actually start to fund your dreams. But you have to understand is that so many people in this world is walking around that they have just enough money not to have enough money. Wow. They can get the burger, but they can't even afford the doggone cheese.
Wow.
If you don't do for anything else, do for the doggone cheese, y'all. Let me tell you something, okay? But that's really what it comes down to. So you got to ask yourself, it got hard. So right now you thought it was going to take more time than what you thought. You know, it was going to make some more decisions that you weren't prepared for. And so you left it alone, or you got scared because this is something like we talked before. You never jumped like this before. You never jumped at this magnitude. You know, like I said, or you settled, you got discouraged because you had the wrong people in your ear.
Wow.
All of those 4 reasons are the reasons why people will bury their dreams. But you have to begin to dig them up and realize that regret is a silent killer. It is self-condemnation. It is self-condemnation. And dreams evolve. And God, just like how you evolve, your dreams evolve. And God gives you the ability to be able to start from where you are right now. And He is going to allow you to make up for lost time. So you're going to be a sniper because you're going to be strategic, because you're going to be wise, because you've learned every lesson. So if you're out there today and you feel that it's too late, it is not. Everything that God wanted you to have is still there, but it's waiting for you to show up.
Wow, is waiting for you to show up. Well, you guys, this was an awesome show. Latia, OMG, will you come back sometime?
Oh, I would love to.
Yes. Well, you guys, I want you to keep it locked right here next week, same time, same place on WIGO 1570 AM radio.
And I guess a touchdown. Finally got me someone I can really trust now. Always have so much to say. Yeah. I know what I'm saying too.
Thank you for tuning in to The Conversation with Maria Byrd every Friday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. on WIGO 1570 AM radio.
So let's have this conversation. Like a radio station.
WIGO AM 1570, Laurel, Atlanta.
Everybody, thank you so much. I want to just thank my special guest, Latia Vaughan, for joining me on today. And you guys, I want you to keep it locked right here. Same time, same place on next week. Thanks so much.